Look at that. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm not doing a welcome with my face. Sorry, that sounded really weird. So yeah, we're in it right now. So let's have a look. Let's go into modules. Let's begin our Monday on the right note, so they say. I'm waiting for my coffee, if you're wondering. Um, and so we're good. We have, you ready? Our next major project. So 3A, everyone. So we're going to be working on monsters. So if you love monsters, this is the project for you. All right. And we're going to be doing a monster button package. So maybe you guys have looked at this already or checked it out. So this is the deal, and this is what we're going to be working with. Okay. So you'll notice, let me just zoom in here a bit. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So let me get the chat up here in case you guys have any questions as we go through. Black screen for now. Oh, sorry, Tom. Hopefully we can get that fixed for you. Yes, good call, Ahmed. Yeah, leave and rejoin if you could. Okay. So 3A. All right. So this is very similar to the book cover that we did, right? There's going to be 3 parts to it. The only thing with this is it's all going to be in Illustrator, right? So 3A monster, and I just wanted to bold monster portion of this. And I did mention monster throughout the instructions just to ensure that we remember that we're doing monsters. But just because we're doing candy today, I don't want anyone to get confused. I'm using the in class will be a little different, of course, in nature on purpose so that we can do something a little different. But in theory, will be the exact same thing as what we're going to be doing. Let's say exact same thing, process wise, anyway. Same as what we're used to, right? Do the in class, it'll mirror what we do for our major project and give it a try. So what are we doing? Here's our package. Woohoo! Yay! We're getting a little slip here, just like you go into the Dollarama, yeah? And you got these things that are hanging, right? You got your eyelet, your punch hole, and then we've got this beautiful, cool packaging. Okay, we're gonna make it beautiful and cool. The package itself is, it's your standard package, yeah? But it's what we put on it that's gonna wow them. So we are going to do a family of 3 buttons. So when I say family, just like our Angry Bird, same deal. Yeah, we've got our big button, we got our 2 little buttons, and we need to make this all come together. Right now, though, for Project 3A, what we're going to be working on is the actual heading or the headline copy, right? So creative text. Amazing. So you guys have had lots of practice with copy in the last year. And so that's fantastic. And we work with copy, and pretty much every class that you've had works with copy. Yeah. So we're going to work with it very similar to what we did for direction. Remember the skate logo? So we're going to do the same process that we did then to emulate this. Okay. So it should be nothing new, but I'm going to show you, of course, and maybe some new tips and tricks, and we can have some fun with it, of course, as we build the in class together. So 4x2 is optimal, is where I would say as a maximum. You can, of course, you can go a little bit taller. Don't go any longer. Don't go any more than the 4. You'll notice that the overall package is 4.5. So we want to keep a solid 1/4 of an inch. Remember that border, but again, this is kind of a fun, kid monster. I guess you can make it an adult button as well. So if you want to go more gruesome, or if you want to go maybe a little offside, that's totally fine. They can be adult buttons as well, which actually would make our lives maybe a little bit more fun. But anyway, that's the deal. That's the overall project in a nutshell. We're going to do creative type. You're then going to, for the next project, which you'll get next week, you're going to then do the buttons, of course, family of buttons. And then the last one that we're going to finish off with is the actual overall packaging, okay, for the main face. Just so you guys are aware, this is a cutaway as well. There's little hands that we cut out of here on the ESCO table, and then we slip this button right in there. So there's little hands that hold it, which is really cool. We won't get there till the end, but I just kind of wanted to call that out. I didn't put them on this template, just as a quick reference. But first thing, we know brainstorm our brains out. Yeah. Woohoo. So please, if you could mind map this, if you want, get a theme, write the theme down, right? Get some awesome ideas as to different characters that would be part of this family. Are you going to do zombies? Are you going to do mummies? Are you going to do werewolves? Are you going to do a family like, you know, Hotel Transylvania-esque type thing? Are you going to like, I think last time I taught this, I did like the veggie monsters, and I just had like different fruit and veggies that, you know, I had a watermelon that was a monster, and then you have like a peach that's a monster, and then a cherry that's a monster. I know, pretty lame, but you know, think about it as anything can be a monster. It's just a matter of, you again, just like family or the family of birds, we want to just make it a family of buttons. Okay, whether you do, you know, papa, baby, and you know, and sister button, Nana zombies. Yeah, man, you got it. Amazing, right? So, oh my goodness, have some fun with it, right? Tiger King, Angry Bird, zombie buttons. Okay, too much. So, right, as always, the more you brainstorm, everyone, I promise, the better ideas you're going to get. It goes without saying. Just starting in Illustrator and throwing some different ideas up here on screen. It's, yeah, where's your sketchbook? Grab it now and get going. We're yeah. I don't know what's Cthulhu. I'm totally, is that, it sounds Cthulhu possession. You should give me a shout there, Tom. You can let me know what Cthulhu is. I'm out of it. So anyway, we're going to utilize a system font. Okay. You'll notice, sorry, this part, the brainstorming is not for grading. I should have made it a portion of the grade. It's so important to the process, but it's not. It's all good. So we're just going to get the final. Okay. Oh, cool. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Mythology. Wicked. Um, so we're going to utilize a font. Yes. And now we talked maybe a little about fonts, copyrights, and so on. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'm not sure. We'll talk about that in branding quite a bit. But we need to keep in mind, yeah, we talked about this in the other class. We need to keep in mind fonts in general terms are copyright. Yeah. So we need to know that we're, you know, if we were to do this for a client, we just need to be aware that if we're using a font, we do have the rights to it. So good place to begin, as always, is Google Fonts. Yeah. So maybe I'll post that link. I think I've done it prior in another class, but Google Fonts is always a beautiful place to start. Okay, because that those are free fonts to use, to manipulate, to have fun with. They're free source and 100% good to go. Okay. Now DAF font, as we know, if you go into DAF font, right? If I just, you know, we can quickly have a look here. We know Google Fonts, as mentioned, right? As mentioned, I'll post the links here for you guys, but you guys may already have it. Okay, so you have your Google Fonts, which is an amazing option for this, right? You have your DAF font, right? Which is always popular, right? You have like 1001 fonts, etc. Now, keep in mind when we're using these programs, this one's good, right? If we go in and you're doing a monster one, right? I don't know. Oh, check it out. Beautiful metal. Oh, right. Perfect. So if we have a look, this is pretty crazy. Oh, my wrong example. Okay. Something like this, I may suggest otherwise. If we're going to do something or use something like this, remember we looked, or for the 8 of us that were here on Thursday, that was not a burn at any means. That was an optional class. So thank you for the 8 that were here. I'm not, I'm not calling out anybody who wasn't. It wasn't a mandatory class, is what I'm getting at. So don't feel, I'm not. Okay, I'm done. So, but this, yeah, we went over this. Maybe we'll go over this in this class as well. If you haven't seen the video, Simplify Path is an extremely useful tool and that we can utilize maybe today. We will get there regardless, but Simplify Path on this guy would be fantastic, because once we outline it, we do not want a gajillion points. this font will give you a gajillion points. It'll be so ridiculously heavy on yes. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. That was kind of a segue, not on purpose. But we want, if you're doing monsters, we want something monster-esque, yeah? So have a look through whether you do decorative, right? You can do that with properties here, handwritten monospace, display, right? You can have a look. You might want to try just the display fonts, right? And see if you can't find a monster-esque one, okay? And then we're gonna, of course, manipulate it from there, okay? So we've done this before, as mentioned, with direction skating. So you guys will have, you know, a good idea. If you want, try this, right? And I think they probably don't have monster, I'm gonna guess. But they have things like that, right? That would make a really interesting beginning. So this is gonna be the starting point. I don't want us to just take a font and then just go with it, right? Type it out and say, okay, monster veggies, I'm done, and then just type up monster veggies. That's not the point of it. But have some fun with it. First step, either use a font that you absolutely adore in your system fonts. We're going to convert it, and we're going to create our own so it's 100% unique, okay? We're, of course, going to use that as a base, but we're going to get close. And this is what we're going to do today. Sorry, that was just kind of playing around with this last night. This is overdone. We're not going to go there. We're not going to get that deep into it, but I was just adding shadows and highlights, and the S is too, anyway, we'll get there. So that being said, where are we at? Instructions, yes? Sorry, where'd we go? Google Fonts. Oh, I must have clicked on. Fantastic. Good job, Mitch. Sorry. So dashboard, yeah. So back at it. Holy, I should have write down. Or am I in Chrome? Oh, man. All right. It's all good. Don't even care. There we go. So that was that in a nutshell, okay? So we've got these things now. We're going to download the font, and we're going to do this together, okay? I just wanted to clearly go over the instructions so we're aware. We're going to then command, right? Command, oh, shoot, that's Command Shift O, isn't it? I've got to fix that. Sorry, everyone. I'll change that right after class. So Command Shift O, we know will make outlines, right? And then we go from there. Okay, the instructions or the rubric is here as well for all of you. So, and it's pretty straightforward. Man, let's just have a look here in assignments, custom Angry Bird. Okay, we're done that, yes. So hopefully we all got that in last night. Maybe we stayed up late and we're needing some coffee. And thank you for doing so. So there we go. This is it, yeah. This is our in class. This is going to be similar to the in class that we did back in CAB. Okay, you do it well, you get full marks. Yeah, it's an in class, and we'll see how far we get. Depending, it is an in class, so I'm not going to make you go and do more work than what we do in class. Yeah, so no stress. Whatever we get to at the end of the class, I'm going to cap it and say this is what we're going to do. Okay, I want you to focus more on your monster creative copy over the coming week. And so this is going to be the in class. Pretty straightforward though, same as always. Did you do it well and is it completed as asked? Okay, and that's going to be that Dino one that I just showed you. Okay, cool. So that's Dino, and then, or sorry, yeah, that's Dino type. That's this one here, exercise 3. This is your monster button package. Okay, you'll notice more of a holistic approach to this one because we're getting really solid now, I think, at following instructions. You guys are doing great at that. So this is kind of like an overall, how well did we do out of 10? Okay, and that's kind of how this looks. I know it says 95, but really it's just out of 10. Okay, so I guess it's at a percentage. You can look at it that way. All right. So out of 100%, how well did we do? And it's just kind of broken down from, you know, your usual rubric, but just a little bit more involved in the rubric itself because I've kind of incorporated a bunch of stuff. Okay. And I changed this just this week because this was CorelDRAW and I promise I changed that. Ugh, I don't even care.
I love the rubric from eLearn Better. It's easier to read.
Oh yeah.
Watch.
When you, that's a good call out. I think Do you guys have the ability to see rubrics? Maybe not. Oh no, it's hidden. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not even sure if there's another way to preview it. I mean, if you hit in the, uh, no, you can't do it that way. Anyway, this is Illustrator, not CorelDRAW. I'm sorry. I changed this. I promise I did. It didn't adhere. That drives me bananas. Anyway, it's not CorelDRAW, guys. But the only change I had to make here was the word Corel. So if you see this and you're like, what the heck are you talking about CorelDRAW for? Yeah, that's right. So anyway, I'll change that. But this is it, okay? This is your monster button major package. Read through it, just have an idea. But at the end of the day, this is more a matter of how well did it all come together, okay? How well were the colors used? How well was Illustrator used? How well was contrast used? How well was, you guys get the idea. You guys know all about those, right? All of that fun stuff. Fun, 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 fun. Okay, so that is our monster button. Do you guys have any questions about that? And this is really just the headline copy you guys are going to work on, okay? So we're going to do one together, as mentioned, utilizing that Dino copy together, okay? So if you have any questions, you can speak now or forever. Hold your peace. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Hey, Google
Oh,
Chrome.
this the Dino copy.
Oh, we're gonna make it together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to download.
Yes, there is, and we're gonna get there in 1 second. It's right here, actually. Pocket
Oh.
Monkey. This is right. This is the one we want to download, everyone. If you want to start there, okay.
Okay.
So maybe we've done this, maybe we haven't. If ever there's a beautiful place, everyone, to find inspiration, it is a blocked by content security policy. Oh my goodness, look at this beautiful, no, I'm kidding. Yes, Pinterest. I just have to click up there. So check it out. Today we're doing dinos, yes? And it's a candy. It's a candy. So what I did was I went into Pinterest and I just typed in and started searching around and adding to a board. So if you haven't got into Pinterest before, please join. If anything, this is an amazing mood board creator for you. Yes? So mood boards are fantastic. They're a great place to begin for brainstorming, and maybe you've done some. But just awesome that we can go in and quickly have a look at different logos. A lot of these are typographic only or type only logos, right? Typography heavy, right? And so this is really, really wild that you can go in and do this just to kind of get reference of where you want to go. Yes, Esma? Did you have a question, Esma? Sorry, I saw you raise your hand.
Yeah, I tried to open, but I cannot open. I tried again.
Oh, the Pinterest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's okay. You got to try clicking on the very top link.
Okay.
And see if that works for you. It's kind of weird. It doesn't, because it's coming from a third-party source. And see if.
Yeah, now it's all open.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank
so
you.
no problem. It's taking you right directly to my Pinterest account, which, I don't have a whole lot. I just started utilizing it. So there you go. But I love it. And a great place to begin. And if you want to like and share my fun candy, other logos that pop, then go for it. Okay.
Another reason it might be blocked is because certain people will put things on Pinterest that maybe should be left to other types of image viewing sites.
Yeah, that happens with all sites, right? So you got to be aware of content for sure. But I mean, in general terms, people on here are genuinely looking to create, right? And that's what it's all about. The site's awesome for just creating, right? And so whether we create it through digital or we create it through a new garden that we have to make, what a beautiful place, right? Amazing. Look at that. I've got to do this soon. My wife is getting angry with me. I'm kidding. She's not angry with me, but Right? How beautiful. Look, now we can start saving our patio stone. That's gorgeous. Isn't it nice? You guys are like, oh my God, you're old. Yeah, I know. This is what I get. This is what I do. So anyways, it's good. So Pinterest, just kind of a quick thing. Yeah, utilize it, please. It's such a beautiful place to begin your brainstorming. Okay. And I did that just kind of on just to show you guys obviously mine, right? And then also that you guys can maybe start your own if you're doing monster buttons and you want to get some really great ideas for that. Please do. Sorry, I did patio stones that got me out of there. Some of these that I really love, right? Sour Patch is awesome, and we're going to do something similar to this where we build a little character into the O, right? And then we have so many of these are awesome. Monster, how simple, an M, right? And these are all ones we all like know and recognize. Yeah, maybe some of them are US, and they're not quite as stand outable or noticeable or recognizable, I guess. Sorry. Whoppers, how cool. Yeah, using the O again. People love to do stuff for O's, and so do we, because that's what we're doing today. Yeah. Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors. Yeah, 3-1. Just saying. If you've never seen that before, just now you're gonna look at that logo, all different, right? So 3-1, and then kind of just fun, right? Their own font customized 100%, right? This is created from scratch, right? Or if it's not created from scratch, they at least created it from a base font and then manipulated it from there. Yeah. That brings me to the project portion that I didn't call out, and I did want to call out, sorry. And I mentioned this in your typography Discord. I apologize for hijacking that for a bit. But if you guys want to create your own font, right? If you get a monster type that you really love or a name, that's the first step. Once you get the name for your monster package, monster family, see if you can't try to draw a font. Yeah. Yeah. Create your own custom font. We're going to do this in branding together. That's going to be one of our major things that we work on is is creating your own type. Decorative anyway. And so that is the challenge if you would like to do that. It's not mandatory. You'll notice the instructions, of course, take you through the doing it as though it's just a font itself. Okay. This is a really, really quick synopsis, or just like type it out, right? And then we can select and then convert to outlines. And then we can begin doing this. And we'll do this together, okay? We're gonna change it up a little bit, but that's all good. This is the basic kind of snapshot, okay? But again, I think you guys are familiar with this, doing that Command-Shift-O and then manipulating. This is where we wanna get to today. So we've got a little bit of work to do. As mentioned, we'll see how far we get. I don't wanna hurt anyone by doing it, but I think we should be able to get through this without any issue. Okay, you'll see we have layers that are set up. We've got a nice little template that we set up utilizing basically the same template that we created last week, right? With our half-inch guide that goes around and then the two logos. And then we have our font, and then we have our color breaks that make up the logo itself. Yeah, sound good? Pretty straightforward. You're all with me still? My wife just brought me a coffee. I love that. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. That is good. All right. So we're going to do that. You guys can download this one if you would like, please. We're going to need that. Unless you want to draw it from scratch. If you want to work on the pen tool today, yeah, then just draw the creation that I just gave you there. That would be good. You may want to download this as well. And let's go ahead and download that together, okay? And I will actually use this as a template base, and what the heck, I will bring it into Illustrator and use it as reference. Why not? That way I don't have to constantly look back and forth between my screen and my Illustrator. I can just create it. So that being said, we downloaded that. We've got our Pocket Monk. Yes, we're gonna need that. We've got our in class, which we're gonna do now. As mentioned, it's out of 5. And nice and easy peasy. Just do what I do today and you guys will golden. And then of course we've got the monster button package copy that we just went through. I talked about this last week. I know we're probably sick of seeing Angry Birds by now, but have a look. And how we did our first red Angry Bird together, and we did the drawing around Now, this is an expanded version in comparison to not expanded, okay? So we need to just keep in mind, there's a huge difference between the one that's usable, fun, editable. I say fun, these are both fun, right? Not editable anymore, expanded. Editable, easy, move, yeah? Boop, boop, boop. Move Eddie, move his hair, move his dots, move his tail, move his shadow. All good. Shadow, actually, you can keep moving over here too, but you know what I'm saying, right? This 100% expanded, everything united, right? Difficult to manipulate now, right? You make one change, you got to make changes to like 5 different areas, which drives you crazy, yeah? This is where we want to stay for the most part until we're ready to send to client or printer. And I just kind of called that out here at the bottom. Okay. Very, very last step. I just wanted to mention that. Okay. I guess it depends on how you create the artwork overall. If you did it like we did for red, we did start by just drawing the outside, right? This way, like we did on Thursday for those that joined us, or if you want some added practice, you can go back and watch the video. We kind of had fun with drawing this guy last class, right? And we left it in stroke for the most part until we needed to expand it. Anyway, it's all good. That adheres true to pretty much anything that we do in Illustrator. The expanding portion can take time, and it can almost take, well, I would say if it takes you an hour to do this, probably take you about 10 minutes or so to expand it, sometimes longer. So it can take time, right? But to do it well and to do it properly, it makes a world of difference for your printer and your Nana wants it done. Okay, just do what Nana says. She's a great lady. Okay. Oh, that being said, next week is going to be, I say next week, on Thursday is going to be a working period. Okay. So you guys don't need to be here. There's no formal class. I would like you to just continue to work through your monster button packaging. Okay. Brainstorming. You guys will notice you have until, where do we have? June 22nd for the monster button. Okay. So you get 1 week from today. Okay. So work away at it. Okay. You have till midnight. So even if you want to do it, you know, Monday after class next week, okay. I'm not trying to put that in your head because I would rather you, again, brainstorm throughout the coming days. Start it maybe Thursday, since it's a working period. You'll have time, I'm hoping. And then, yes, vectorize maybe on the weekend. Anyway, I'm giving you a real quick timeline. It's only a week, so you do what you do. Okay? Sound good? So that's that. Are we ready to get started? I think I covered it all off pretty close. Yeah, brainstorming. Did I mention how important that was? Okay, so let me just stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording here for a sec, everybody. And